The state has really put a lot of effort into film, especially up in Santa Fe and Albuquerque. And, you know, we feel like we have just as many assets as they do up there. So, you know, we've really put a lot of time and energy in showing just the state and the entire country that, like, we can do this too.
Film Las Cruces was started around 2014, originally called the Rio Grande Film Advisory Committee. And around 2015, they adopted the name Film Las Cruces.
We work directly with Film Las Cruces. They are one of our partners, and we've been working together for years. In the last, I'd say 6-8 months or so, though, we have just been taking an active stance that we are a film-friendly community.
Film Las Cruces has a contract with the City of Las Cruces and Doña Ana County, and one of the key components to those contracts is providing a film office. So in any film destination or any potential film destination, it is vital that there's a film office, and a film office provides a wide variety of services, everything from location scouting, getting connected with local crew and resources, and film permits.
Basically what we're here to do is kind of, obviously we act like in a liaison between the city and the production, so we want to kind of take the load off of both groups and like help them to make a clear path.
So in one of my capacities as a film liaison, my job is to creatively affect a director's or producer's mind, you know, really get inside of their head, you know, how are they envisioning the script? When a location pops up in the script, what does it look like? Not all the time do I get what's called a lookbook attached with the scripts that they send me.
My main selling point isn't to say we have this, it's that we have whatever you guys need. In the last year, Las Cruces has been, it's been Mexico, it's been New Mexico, it's been Texas, it's been the forest area.
Las Cruces has had a fairly decent history with film and television productions since about 2000, maybe 1995. You know, we've seen productions like Two Men in Town, The Men Who Stare at Goats, Transformers, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Due Date, 12 Strong, The Mule, and then most recently Chupa. And right now I'm talking about some of the bigger budget studio type films.
So for me, the film festival really started for me when I first went to the Sundance Film Festival. I just graduated film school, and I went to the Sundance Film Festival just to find out what was independent film really all about. And I saw how Sundance transformed not just Park City, Utah and the state of Utah, but the independent film industry. Las Cruces International Film Festival is actually run by New Mexico State University and the students at the Creative Media Institute. I do a class in the fall where we program the festival, and then I have a class in the spring where we run the festival. So the students from CMI come to the festival and the students from CMT, from the branch, and they meet all these filmmakers, and it's a convention. They get to interact and a job fair of sorts.
So the Rio Grande Theater was built in like 1926, and its whole life up until 2005, it was a movie house. And so it was a very popular theater in the community. There were a few other theaters in downtown, but the Rio Grande Theater was by far and away the most popular. You know, the film festival through Ross Marks it's one of our favorite things to do here at the theater, and I think it builds awareness of, you know, the theater to the community, but specifically within the students and through the program at NMSU.
First and foremost, the biggest attraction to a filmmaker to the state of New Mexico is the rebate, is the film incentive. And that's what's really grown the film industry to almost $1 billion a year. It's because we're offering 25 to 35% incentive to make your movie.
Yeah. So I think it's the community. Whether you look at the training programs at New Mexico State University, Doña Ana Community College.
We've developed a tremendous crew base. We've got some really, really talented people working in the film industry, both above the line and below the line.
Focus to him.
The excitement within the community to grow the film and television industry in our area.
You know, when Bruce Willis was here, he was in every paper and he was on social media. People getting to be on him.
We bring in special guests. So in the past, we brought in Brendan Fraser, we brought in Danny Trejo, Richard Dreyfuss, Sybil Shepherd, Edward James Olmos, George Lopez. This year we've got William H. Macy. And then we've got beautiful locations. As Dennis Hopper said, the best gaffer and production designer is God. Well, the Land of Enchantment is this beautiful place. All you have to do is point a camera and you're going to have really a beautiful shot.
And then as one of the biggest pieces of that is the governmental support. So without the support of the city of Las Cruces or Doña Ana County, none of this would be possible.
I'm honored to be here, really. I just feel the creativity, and my claim to fame now, I get to tell my brother, who used to work for TV Guide, was responsible in putting all those grab bags together for the stars, right? And we were the recipients, my sister and I, of some of those grab bags. So now I get to say, I got to give out some awards to them.
From an economic development standpoint, you know, we're known as a retirement community, but we're so much more than that. You know, we have such great talent coming out of our college and our university. Like, it's by focusing on art, all kinds of art, we're trying to keep the attraction here, keep the students when they graduate local, so that they're not getting their education here and putting all the time in and then moving elsewhere.
That's so weird. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 48-hour film challenge. Up here we have a text code that y'all are gonna text, and that's for the audience award.
You know, it's been an effort that started for me really with the late Mark Medoff. Mark was a resident of New Mexico State University of Las Cruces. Mark was a resident of Las Cruces for 52 years. He came here in 1966, became a professor at NMSU. He founded the Creative Media Institute. Most famously, Mark was nominated for an Academy Award for Children of Lesser God. Mark did a film called When You Comin' Back, Red Ryder, which was shot in Las Cruces in the early 70s. So Mark was the first real advocate for the film industry in southern New Mexico, and brought attention to NMSU and the film industry in southern New Mexico through the 70s and 80s and even into the 90s. So Mark was my mentor and my partner, so he brought me to southern New Mexico. He said, why don't you move to Las Cruces where you can teach and make movies? So that's what I've been doing.
Ross Marks has used the theater for a variety of things. Mark Medoff, his father-in-law, has been a real integral part in the history of the theater. So there's been several organizations and entities and individuals locally that have really contributed to this success over the years.
So I think the importance of the industry can be broken down into two different ways. You have the benefit to the community as a whole, in that film and television productions spend a lot of money in a short period of time.
It's just another industry. You know, we have our key industries in the city, and film is one of them. You know, we partner with the Mesilla Valley Economic Development Alliance to help us kind of bring in manufacturing and value-added ag. So like Film Las Cruces and film is our other industry.
People who aren't affected by film, just raising up the economy in the way that film does helps everyone, because, you know, infrastructure brings more people. It kind of gets Las Cruces out there and gets them known.
And then you also have the local workforce. The film and television industry caters to a wide variety of skill sets. And more often than not, those skill sets are within artists. And as an artist, it is, you know, really difficult to get your footing in an industry that is not film or entertainment arts related. And being able to bring the film and television industry here opens up a lot of doors for the creatives in our community to really hone in on some very specific skills, from production design, wardrobe, even as being creative with scheduling.
Every time there's a production here, there's also there's an opportunity for locals who want to be in film to have opportunities to work on these sets.
There's a strong today, in 2022, there's a strong film community that's headed up by Film Las Cruces and John Sepp.
We have seen like crazy growth just even in the last 6 months in film. It's like I said previously, you know, a lot of foundation has been put in place to get to this point, and then finally it's paying off.
Over the next 10 years, I would really love to see consistent work, something being filmed every single day. And in addition to that, of course, I would really love to see some purpose-built sound stages in our future.
More working with local filmmakers, local theater companies. We want to try and do more stage productions. And so for the art community, that's an asset downtown that provides a venue for entertainment that isn't as abundant in Las Cruces.
A TV show would always be super cool, just because it keeps people here, it keeps productions here, it keeps people working, which is great.
Some more support infrastructure for some of our training programs that is already in the work at New Mexico State University and Doniana Community College.
From a filmmaker standpoint, we see it as, building on that relationship with Film Las Cruces, expanding their efforts towards, working with the local filmmaker community. I'd love for this to be a place where students, maybe they finish a film and they want to do a red carpet premiere.
I've definitely noticed a considerable increase in the amount of local crew members that we have on the film productions coming to our area, but I would love to see more.
I'm excited for you because I think there's a job for you out there. When I grew up, if you had any fewer than 20 million people watching your TV show, they canceled you. Now a couple of 100,000 and you can get a second season. So there's a lot of work for us. I'm happy for you.
I've learned recently that New Mexico has become a very vibrant place for film production, and more films are coming to this area. So I think that obviously it's a great time to be from this area if you're interested in film and filmmaking, because there's more and more opportunity.
Say find a tribe and start making stuff, get a camera, use your iPhone, start creating, and there's such an amazing community in New Mexico. I've made 2 feature films here, and I started here. My first feature was made in Alamogordo, La Luz, and really talented people, and everybody was so dedicated. And I live in LA where people can be very flaky and they say they'll do something, but actually all the people I teamed up with in New Mexico were dedicated, and we all finished the projects, and great team, very talented people. So find people, get into communities and start practicing and making stuff.
There's room for everyone now, and it's changing things. I was on Shameless for 11 years, and a lot of people got a first chance. A lot of directors, a lot of writers. It's very, very proactive. And so don't despair. There's work out there, and they're gonna hire someone. Why not you?